What's up, everybody? So today we're going to do a simple oil change on my motorbike, a 2002 BMW R1150RT. It takes regular oil, 10W40 will do just fine, and I am using K&N performance filters for the bike. I've currently got one installed, so these are really easy to come off. You can just attach a wrench. But in case you have one of these standard BMW filters, you'll need a removal tool, which you can order online. You'll need some crush washers, which you have right here, for the sump plug. When that comes out, then we can replace the washer. You'll need a wrench kit, and I've got some WD-40 here and a rubber mallet, and that's because my center stand is actually playing up and the bottom of the bike is rusting, so we'll spray some WD-40 on there, and that should help us out. Okay, so I'll prep up with the oil. This is what we need, and let's get started. So as it turns out, I seem to actually have the BMW recommended stock filter in there. That's not the K&N, which has this nut on top. It's one that requires the standard tool right here. I'll show you guys. It's under the bike. Let's see. Just get right under there. And you can see the sump plug is there. And here you see the filter. It's actually recessed in there. It's the BMW standard, so I need that tool. Can't get it out otherwise. That's fine, so we'll do that. And I'm going to sacrifice one of my salad bowls as an oil catch pan. So on this bike, it turns out the sump plug comes out with an Allen key, which is a number 8. So I've got my number 8 here. I've got my tool ready for the oil filter. I've got my pan ready. So we're going to dive under the bike and get this stuff out. Now, you might want to get yourself like some old clothing, because I'm going to lie here on the floor next to the bike. This is going to be exciting, guys. Oh, man. Okay, here you go. That's nice. Okay, so here we have the sump plug just right there. And I'm going to try to loosen this up. I hope it's not been over tight. And just make sure your pan's underneath, so you don't just spill stuff as it goes. And this might be really, really tight. So I'll have to see if I can even get this loose with that key. Oh yeah, here it comes, it's loose. Alright, it's probably going to start bleeding some oil. So, here we go. Just undo that by hand, if it lets you anyway. Well, okay, there we go. What I'm going to actually do, I'm going to warm up the engine slightly so the oil gets a bit warmer and drains out of here nicely. There we go, just started her up. I'm going to let it run for a few minutes, not very long. I actually have this aftermarket exhaust on there, which makes kind of a bit of noise. It's really weird pulling up at traffic lights next to people. They always think it's a different bike. Alright, so I'm going to warm up the engine like this, and then I'm going to go and get my filter right here and start prepping it. Alright, so we've warmed up the oil a little bit here. Now be careful, the engine is actually a bit warm now. So, just gonna try and get this out. And almost there. Okay, so this is gonna come out by hand now. Hope you guys can see. There. Don't get yourself burnt. And I dropped the plug into the oil. But that's no big deal. I'll just have to get it out. There. I think I've got it. There we go. I'll let my hands drip off a little bit. There you see, so the oil's going to come out nice and easy into here. And once all that's out, I'm going to start disconnecting the filter. So I have to get my mallet. I'm just going to put that filter onto the old connector there. Sorry, other way around. It was a little bit rusted, so it was tight. But now I should be able to get my tool in right here, like so. And we should be able to ratchet that loose. Yeah, there you go. That's coming out. So you start ratcheting it, and there'll probably be some oil coming out with this as well. So you want to have your oil catch pan ready. There you go. As you can see, it's already starting to drip. I'm just going to let this run for a little while, and I'll take the plug out. Okay guys, there we go. The old filter's out. Got it right here. What we're going to do now, we're going to prime the new filter before it goes in. So you want to take your filter like so, make sure it's kind of steady, and the old oil rings there on the side Just gonna take a bit of old oil and rub it around the rings, like so, just to prime it, so it doesn't get stuck next time around. The one I had was kind of like really tough to get in. You can fill it with fresh oil as well, which we're gonna do in a second, and that will go into the bike. There you go, and I'll just get my oil and we'll start pouring some in. It's a little bit windy here, but that's fine. Just gonna keep on pouring until you get a nice amount in the filler. And that sort of primes the filter for first use. So I'm back onto the bike over here, and then we want to fit the filter back in its place. And normally you'd try to hand tighten it a little bit. Now this thing, because I've got oil over my gloves, is slippery as hell. So I'm actually going to use a ratchet to just give it a little bit of a spin. You don't want to over tighten these, just use manufacturer specifications. So just bear with me here. There you go. So you can see here now, I've got my wrench. Just going to tighten that up. Still turning quite freely, no resistance at all. There you go. Now it's starting to go somewhere. Just kind of put it like not too tight, hand tight, so you can get this off, because it will expand with heat. So there you go. That's the filter in. Now what we're going to do is going to find ourselves a new crush washer. I have a couple lying around, so we're going to go and grab these, and then we're going to put the sump plug back in. It's still dripping, so I might let that continue a while, but let's go find some sumps. So it turns out the old crush washer is actually stuck on there, on the old engine cover. Or actually, the guy who did the change didn't use one at all. So that's kind of interesting, folks. I don't even have a crush washer, and it didn't leak. Very unusual. But I'm definitely going to install one, so got one handy right here. Going to put that over. That one doesn't fit. Different size one here. Let's see, does that fit? That one doesn't fit either. Well, that's a bit of a problem then, so I'll have to go and get a new crush washer. So the local store didn't actually have any washers. I did find one lying around my place. It's a bit dirty, so I'm going to actually sand that down and clean it a little bit. Give it a nice oil coating, and then I'll use that. But it fits. So the next step is we're going to go back to the bike and get this put in. So here we go. Got a new crush washer right there. I'm going to chuck it right in here. There you go. So here we are. Put the sump plug back in with the new crush washer. Here's my oil. The bike takes 3.75 liters of it. Now, this is a bit of a tricky angle. I don't actually have a funnel that will fit, so I'll need two hands for that, but I took an old Coke bottle here. I'm going to hold this like so with one hand, so you can see it just kind of like hits the opening there, and with the other hand I'm going to pour in really slowly the oil. I'm going to use two hands for that, so I can't show you guys, but what I'll do afterwards as well, the oil will dispose of that straight into here, and then that can go to your local garage or any recycling place. And that's it. That's how you change the oil on a BMW R1150RT.